Alright guys, so in this video we're going to go ahead and cover Higher Path Ventures or Book Profits by Luke Sample and I think John Shugart, I think is how you say that name. But basically what this business is reselling books on Amazon. It's kind of like book arbitrage, if you want to think about it that way. And the way that you go about it, at least the way that they teach it, is you're going after and buying books that are non-prime books and then reselling them as prime books for like a staggering profit, right? Now I think there's a lot of problems with that business model. One, as like you're gonna have to compete with a whole bunch of different Amazon reviews for one, so you're gonna have to most likely get like fake reviews essentially to try to promote your book above the other listings that are arguably like legitimate. I know people kind of have different ideas with what's legitimate and what's not, like what makes you going in and doing this not legitimate versus the person that did it before you. Totally get it. um, but you basically have to try to gamify the system a little bit, and when you try to gamify the system to promote your listing of a book that's already like sold, that's where you run into issues with Amazon and Jeff Bezos, misusing their policy because they want to protect the integrity of their platform, right? By having like legitimate reviews. If you're, you know, using fake reviews to jump up your review score and your count, and they flag it, everything that you had until that point, you lose overnight. It's like you're putting all your eggs in one basket, which is a scary thing for me to kind of think about, as I'm sure it is a scary thing for you to think about. The program costs $3,500 up front, and then you have to pay $297 monthly to stay in because like their tools and softwares and whatnot. Their refund policy is a little like iffy. It's a little complicated. I encourage you guys to kind of like check that out. But basically, it's just like overall, I'm not really a fan of the business model because of just like, this may sound cheesy, but kind of like the marketing funnel. So you're having to sit through and watch this super long video where they're like alluding to this, crazy way of making money online, when in reality they can just say you're reselling books on Amazon, which is a perfectly legitimate way of making money online if you do it right. The way that they're kind of teaching you to gamify the system and arguably like get rich quick through doing it a specific way, which I know they're not saying you're going to get rich quick with the program, although people could imply certain things. I know that the FTC is working on a law about implied get rich quick. Uh, the issue with that though is you can resell books the right way by getting legitimate reviews and waiting for that process to happen, or you can try to gamify it, which is where a lot of these programs generally go with this kind of thing. And unfortunately, it's like that's the only way to try to make it within a sustainable time frame on Amazon, because you're gonna have to buy all these books, ship them to the warehouse, and then hope to God that you sell them, right? Like, so there's a little bit of risk involved. So the other thing that you're gonna have to do is probably run ads to your listing, and ads is gonna cost you, a couple $1,000 a month at least. I know a lot of gurus, they'll say, oh, you only have to spend like $300, $400, but realistically, to see meaningful data, meaningful results, you'd have to spend a couple grand. So not only do you have that $297 for their different softwares and such, but you're also going to have, let's just say, another couple hundred per month in ads, even though it's probably going to be higher than that. Then you're going to have to worry about buying all the books that you're going to have to buy, keeping inventory fresh, things like that. It just seems like a very niche way to do it. And then with it being a niche way to make money online, it's really saturated, right? So you're not the first person that Luke Samples reached about this message. You're not the first person watching this video. I mean, if you are the first person watching this video, one, I appreciate it. But two, like you're probably just not the first person to try out reselling books on Amazon. You also have to worry about the sustainability of profit margins, because in general, with anything related to Amazon, Jeff tries to cut out as many middlemen as he possibly can. That's also why on the FBA side of things, he will make his own branded Amazon product if he if you notice, Amazon independent sellers through FBA are selling one product like hotcakes. He'll make his own, push it to the top, and like even more money in his pocket based off of other people's hard work. Same goes with this book thing. So overall, I'm just not really a fan. There's just too many things I think that could go wrong with it. Instead, what I'd recommend is this thing called local lead generation. It's what I do. So basically, the cut and dry of it is I built this website. I ranked it number 1 on Google. And when something's ranked number 1 like this, people click on it, especially if they need something done, which usually with services like this, it's pretty urgent. So they land on this website, they read it, they're like, okay, yeah, this is definitely helpful, this is what I need. They click this number and it goes to a contractor. Now that contractor actually fulfills the work. I don't touch it, I just get the phone to ring. When I get the phone to ring, he pays me. This is what's known as a finder's fee in the contracting space, and it's extremely common. The reason why I like this business model so much is because at any given point in time, I'm mainly competing with like 10 to 20 different business owners, and most of them don't even really know how to rank a website or keep it ranked or all the right standard operating procedures for all that stuff. So basically, I can go into any niche with doing the proper research. I can set up a website just like this and have it ranked. I just did this recently for a site in Florida, a plumbing site. This site right here has been number 1 for like 5 years, like no exaggeration. So sustainability is crazy. That's 5 years. How many people in higher path ventures are selling the same book after 5 years? That's another thing you have to worry about, is reselling books is not evergreen, so to speak. You're going to have to constantly look for the next hot book to resell. With this, people are always going to need these types of services: plumbing, tree service, roofing, concrete. They're always going to need it. So this is evergreen in that it's sustainable. Okay. Now profitability. Websites like these worth anywhere between $500 to $2,000 a month, sometimes more depending on the service that's actually getting done, like concrete or roofing, for example. Profit margins are extremely high. So it's like $15 a month for my call tracking software, $15 a month for hosting, and $10 a year for my domain name. I built the site, I ranked it without having to pay anything. No outsourcing was required of me to do what I just did. So those are literally my hard costs every single month. So at minimum, if it's $500, do the math on that profit margin. If you guys want to know more about how you can do the same, go ahead and check out this page. I have it linked down for you in the description below. But basically, it goes over every question you could possibly have about this business model, how much it costs, all that jazz. So if you're interested, check it out. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.